So the example I want to use today is an engineering firm where we needed a method to expand what they were doing beyond where they were capable of doing it geographically. So we had patents to cover some of the technology we did, and we bundled up their know-how and knowledge into a package. The package we used here, where we went, this is a way of rapidly building or construction of building, rapid construction of buildings and civil engineering like roads and the likes, where we would save also anywhere from 30 to 50% of the costs and build it in months earlier, sometimes years earlier. So we had a good winner, we knew that, but we were winning here in the hometown. We weren't able to then expand that to other cities. And the way we decided to do that was to bundle up the package. So it was a service-based package that people, the engineers like them, and for that matter, building and construction companies could also offer to their developer clients for a major cost saving after they won a tender. They could go back in and do a variation to it and offer them, here's a way we can give you the same outcome with a far more rapid process with the same or better engineering and a guarantee that it'll be 30% cheaper. So they wanted to be able to save some of that for themselves, and as an engineering firm they wanted to license other engineers in other cities and overseas, plus also builders, large corporation builders who were doing multi-storey and civil engineering works. And traditionally though, those would be over $100 million, upwards of $1 billion in times. So in order to get that, we had to package it all up, license it, get a license package around it, and then go out and look for companies that we could license it to, train them, and they would have an option. They would get the first one done by remote, where our engineers would sit down and work through all of that for them and then give them the end result. Or alternatively, our engineers would fly to them and work with them, wherever their market was, on the first project and get it over the line. For there was a fee. Obviously there was training costs, but there was a fee which is a percentage of the net revenue they got from each project, the percentage of fees. So as in terms of engineering, so as we went, we knew that the biggest problem we had would be leakage. That leakage is where we have, let's say, 4 people who own a major corporation. They undertake this license, and then one leaves and goes to the competitor. He's got the knowledge and know-how. He breaches the patent because the patent may not be applicable in that country, and as a result he's going to then start doing this himself, and we have no way of recouping the license cost or preventing him from doing that. So the way we do this, with obviously this patent enforcement, but the way we've done it is to sign each of the principals of the company to a binding agreement that's beyond the current company they're in for the duration of that license agreement. So they had to sign that if their company collapsed for whatever reason, and there was a new company born and had 10% or more shareholders the same, that company would automatically have to continue the payment on that patent, on that license agreement. But if people left, they had written assurance that they would be signed. They had to sign a non-competition agreement beyond the company they're in to wherever they went for the duration of the license agreement. And the license agreement is traditionally a 5 plus 5 plus 5 years. So in a case like this, once that's renewed, then they are still applied. That renewal is applied to that non-competition agreement. So if they breached the non-competition agreement, they had to pay us a license fee, or alternatively, they had to pay the licensee the fee. So some people, we expect, may decide to deliberately breach this because there's such a saving that they would not be competitive if they didn't. So that may happen, we don't know yet, but it's early days. Okay, so I hope that gives you an insight into